Welcome to day one. Day one is about meeting your breath. My name is Jen. This is Zen with Jen Yoga. And like I mentioned in the introduction, we're not going to need any props. And we're pretty much going to get started. These classes are a little shorter. Welcome to the 7-Day Beginner Foundations Challenge. I'm so happy to have you here. We're going to start each class by centering. So you can really get in any comfortable position. If you want to sit cross-legged, lean back on your hands, make an X with your shins, then rock forward, let the knees fall on the feet. Actively lift the shoulders up, bring the navel in, let the shoulders fall over the hips. Let the low body be nice and heavy so that the spine can gently lift and the crown can lift. And we'll just take a few deep breaths. So your hands can be wherever is comfortable. Down is more grounding, up is more receiving. If you want a more traditional experience, they can come to prayer. Thumbs touch the sternum. Meet your breath. Maybe we set an intention here. Anything you want this intention to be. Maybe it's meeting your breath. Maybe you dedicate this time on the mat to someone or something. And with that in mind, you'll take a really deep breath in, the deepest breath you've taken all day. Sigh the exhale out. So you're going to open your mouth up, really let the breath come out, keeping this engagement in your torso. Go ahead and breathe in. Open your mouth to exhale. Now bring your chin towards your chest. So really you're going to get a stretch in the back of your neck. Energetically honor the choice for being here, for starting this 7-day challenge, for building strong foundations in your yoga practice. And then bring your hands down to your thighs, press your hands down and lift your head up. We're going to make our way into a position known as tabletop position. So just roll over. You can bring your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Now, if you're noticing any sort of knee sensitivity, take another blanket, fold it up and pad your knees. Really have your fingers spread wide. Your hands are going to be shoulder width, hands under shoulders. Your knees are hip width, the toes point straight back. Feel the tops of your feet pressing down. Really feel the hands pressing down and let your spine be in a neutral position, whatever that feels like for you. Let the back of your neck be long. Feel this engagement in your hands. Let the arms be really strong. Hug the bone, the muscle to the bone. Just whatever that you think that feels like. And then take a breath in. Let the belly drop down. Let your tailbone curl up. Maybe stretching the throat a little bit. Gaze comes parallel. Exhale. Press your hands down. Press the tops of the feet down. Let the spine round. Let the shoulder blades stretch apart. Release your head. Inhale. Let the belly drop down. Use your whole inhale. Let the tailbone curl up. Gaze is parallel. Exhale. Let the spine round. This is known as cat pose. Breathe in, belly drops. This is cow pose. Exhale one more time for the cat pose. And then when you breathe in, bring yourself back to that neutral position. Just notice how you feel. Meet your breath, moving to your own unique breath. And as a beginner, just know you can breathe whenever you need to take a breath. You do not have to wait for the cue. Breathe when you need to. We're going to go into a pose now known as child's pose. So bring your big toes to touch. Walk your palms back so that your sits bones come on top of your heels. Now, if you're feeling a little pressure in the wrist or you just need to roll them, out, or it might feel nice to roll them out. Just take a moment to roll them out. Then with your sits bones on top of your heels, you're gonna widen your knees. Then with your hands in line with your shoulder, that means can you draw a straight line from your hand to your shoulder? Walk them out. Keep walking them so much that eventually you can bring the head down. Now, it's nice to have a little containment in your child's pose. So feeling a gentle compression of the torso and the thigh. Your arms are active in child's pose. So not these arms that are laying flat, but really press the palms. Let the elbows be lifted in the armpits. Use your palms to press the sits bones more onto your heels. Child's pose, the front body pulls a little forward, the back body pulls a little backwards. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, on your next breath in, press into your hands and lift your head up. Really strong in the pressing of your palms. You're going to take your shoulders now, bring them over your wrists, and then separate your toes. Tuck the toes under. Now you're going to take your hips, lift them up and back, coming into down dog. Now you can keep your knees really, really bent here, beyond the balls of your feet, resisting the urge to move where your hands and feet are. Let your kneecaps lift up. Let the thighs press further and further back, even if your knees are bent. Really feel the hands pressing down and then away, and then the weight leaving the wrist and shifting into the tailbone. Now, the heels never have to touch. If you want to try to reach them down or pedal out the legs, this is known as downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana sometimes. That's the Sanskrit name. And then whenever you're ready, you can find a moment of stillness. So really press the mat down in the way. Let the weight leave the wrist. Go back into the tailbone. The thighs press further and further away. Downward facing dog. Now you're going to pick your head up and look between your hands. Take your feet up, bring them together as you can, and then start to walk your feet up. So eventually your hands may lift. Once you get to the top of the mat, take your hands to your hips, take a breath in. You're going to roll the shoulders back and the elbows up, have your back nice and flat, and then exhale, really strong in your legs and strong in your back, rise up. Recover with an open chest, take a big breath in, big breath out. And then we're going to come into a pose known as mountain pose. So once you start to get more consistent in your practice, or maybe you know mountain pose, but this pose is really a foundational pose for all of the standing poses. So into warrior two, into high lunges, your feet can be hip width. They can be a little wider than hip width. You could bring them really together, touching. You want to be able to bring the shoulders to be over the hips. Really press into the feet. So see if you can lift your toes up and then lengthen them and lay them down. Just see how that feels in your feet. Maybe you rock a little bit, just so that you can find the four corners. Now, press down. Bring your tailbone down as part of your thigh. Think tailbone as part of my thigh. Shoulders over hips, bring the navel in. Then you can really shine the palms down. Maybe you even breathe in, roll the shoulders up. Exhale, let the shoulder blades slide down and back, and then shine the palms by your side. So opening the collarbones, gentle squeeze of the shoulder blades. The low body is heavy and grounding. The upper body is nice and light and lifting up. Mountain pose. It's a pretty active pose. The kneecaps, you can feel them lifting. You can feel the thighs pressing back. Breathing, meeting your breath. And then we're going to take this into a forward fold before we have a seated reflection. So one more breath here in mountain, one more exhale. Now you can take the hands and flip the palms now to face your body. Take a breath in and then just take the arms forward and up, straight up. Again, is your hand in line with your shoulder? You can take a peek and look, and then really press into the heels to lift through the fingertips. Now, forward folds do not come from the spine rounding. They're going to come from your hips, from hinging from your hips. So sometimes when we're learning forward fold, it can be helpful to have the hands in the hip crease. So if that feels supportive for you, just make sure you're nice and lifted in the chest, the crown is lifting. Breathe in, and then on the exhale, you're going to hinge forward from the hips and then just calm down. Now, you could really bend your knees here, let your torso drape on the thighs, and then maybe you bring the hands down. Maybe the hands stay more on the thighs, but let the head release. If your knees are bent, you can try to straighten them any amount. They don't have to be straight though. Really, though, pressing the feet so that the upper body can release. Remembering to breathe. Now, you can bring your hands to your hips, flatten your back, take a breath in. You're going to roll the elbows up, roll the shoulders back, and then really strong in your legs and your back. Exhale, you're going to rise up. Mountain pose, let the chest be open. Remember, shine your palms, gently squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the crown up. Just notice how you feel. And now we're just going to make our way back to sitting. So now that you know some of the foundational poses, if you're coming back to easy seat, make sure that you're crossing with the other leg on top. So what we do to one side, we want to do to the other. So remember what shin you had on top, cross your legs the other way. And then let the shoulders come over the hips, let the navel come in and lift through the crown. Take a moment to notice how you feel now than when we first started. And know that if you keep coming back, this gets more and more familiar. Just a quick seated reflection. So we're going to close now the same way we opened. Take a really deep breath in, sigh the exhale out, just sealing this in. Hands can be down for grounding, up for receiving. They can be in prayer for a more traditional experience. Take that really deep breath in. Really breathe in more. And then sigh out the exhale. Let it go. Bow the chin towards the chest. Thank yourself for making it through day one, for showing up for you, and for meeting your breath today. I'm so proud of you. And I also thank you for sharing this time with me. You can bring your hands to your thighs, press your thighs down and lift your head up and open your eyes. Nice work making it through day one. I can't wait to see you tomorrow for day two. We're going to build on this knowledge, build on these foundations. So when you're done with these 7 days, you should have a pretty good understanding of some of the foundational poses. We'll learn some breath work, some leg work, some arm work. And I can't wait to see you again. My mission here at Zen with Jen Yoga is to help you find your Zen and live as authentically as you can. So namaste. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2.